Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports. I'm Troy McGraw, and we have our first playoff game of this 2017-2018 school year as the number 4 seed Rhinebeck Panthers get set for first round action in boys soccer against 7-9 Westlake. Rhinebeck was 9-4-3 during the regular season. As I said, Westlake was 7-9, and Rhinebeck is the 4 seed, Westlake the 13. And these two teams met in the opening game of the regular season, and Rhinebeck won 3-0 here at Rhinebeck. So we'll be back with the opening kickoff here on LMC Varsity Sports next. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Rhinebeck starts with the ball, and as the new rule this year in boys soccer, you don't need somebody there to tap it to you as you usually did. Tap it forward and then you play it back. You could just play it back, and that's exactly what John Cassis did for Rhinebeck. Cassis is one of their leading scorers. He's a player to watch in the playoffs by the Journal News is Mike Doherty. As it'll be played forward, and a foul against Rhinebeck early near the corner flag. So it'll be a free kick, first free kick of the game, and Westlake will get it. 1 minute and 5 seconds gone by on the far side of the field in front of the football bleachers. And it'll be saved by Birmingham on the cross. First save of the game for senior co-captain Tom Birmingham, tri-captain, along with Donovan Dunning and Jack Sheldon, all seniors. And a good punt by Birmingham too, looking for Cassis. That looked like it'd be a handball, but the ref wasn't right on top of it, but Rhinebeck keeps it anyway. These two teams played on September 6th, a month and a half ago, as it's actually almost exactly a month and a half ago, as it's the 20th of October, and that's first shot for Rhinebeck is way high by goes by Luke Massio Pinto. Goal kick taken by senior co-captain Brian Kelly. I have 3 goalies listed for Westlake, as where Rhinebeck has the 2, Birmingham and Pons. As Kelly's one of 3 listed, and again the start and goal is the senior co-captain for the Wildcats. Played forward by Westlake, headed on by Gerardo Cicillo, and played to Cassis, who cuts it back towards the goal, plays it forward, back to Cassis. Cassis right in front of the goal, and Kelly will make the save as he was stopped by Chappins, who offered him a hand up, and then Cassis didn't take it right away, so Chappins went on, and then he almost went back for it. But good display, good effort of sportsmanship nonetheless. I'd like to see that. It was the thought that counts. Played forward by the Panthers. Even though it was just a... As that one played by Cassis again, and played forward by Jack Sheldon. Actually, the first play that Brian Kelly made was a save. 1 save for Brian Kelly. 1 save for Tom Birmingham on the cross. As we have 4 minutes gone by, 0-0 in this Class B first round playoff game here at Rhinebeck High School, one of the few grass fields left in Section 1. Most are turf. And no foul called by the official. So it'll be a throw-in right at midfield for the Wildcats. And Rhinebeck heads it forward. Dunning chases it. So he headed it. Frank Skrelly plays it for Westlake.
Yeah, I saw.
Intercepted by Fujiwara. Play to Sheldon. And cleared. Switching fields with it in a dangerous spot was Westlake. I think that was Chapin's. And it'll be a foul against Goldberg, and it'll be Westlake ball. Free kick. Second free kick of the game. And a good free kick taken by Westlake. It'll be short, and a little miscommunication by Crook in Birmingham, but Crook clears it away. And then Dunning kicks it forward, and the goalie Kelly will kick it out at midfield for a throw-in for Rhinebeck with 6 minutes gone by in this first half. No score here in this playoff game. First round playoff game between number 4 Rhinebeck and number 13 Westlake. Second time these two played a month and a half ago. Westlake fell to Rhinebeck on this very same field, 3-0. First game of both teams' season, as Westlake then went on to finish 7-9, gain the 13 seed, and Rhinebeck number 4, 9-4-3 record. 4 losses and 3 ties.
3 losses in overtime.
3 losses were all in overtime. Thank you, LMC Community Sports producer and our stats man, Rob Moretti. 15 teams in the Class B playoff. Yeah, they lost in overtime to KO, Bronxville, and Blindbrook, who are it's weird though. KO's not in the playoffs. We play forward. And it'll be for Rhinebeck. The number 1 seed is Blindbrook. They got a bye. 2 seed Briarcliff plays Croton. And the 3 seed is North Salem. They play Albertus Magnus. 5 seed Pleasantville plays Putnam Valley, and the winner will play the winner of this game. And my alma mater, Bronxville, is hosting Dobbs Ferry as well, the 6th and the 11th, as this one will be crossed in by the Panthers and saved by the goalie, Brian Kelly, on the crossing attempt on the far side of the field by, I think it was Colin Kelly. It's tough to tell the numbers. Yeah, Colin Kelly with that cross. And Birmingham picks it up and starts it from the back here for the Panthers. Sheldon trips and battles on, and the official, who's at midfield, makes the call all the way on the other side, and a corner, which it looked to be, so the right call by the official, even though he was very far away. Since it's just the first round in the playoffs, they only have 2 like officials like the regular season. I think in the semis they get 3. Right, the semis they would have the 2 assistant refs and the center ref. Donovan Dunning will take the corner on the opposite side. It was taken in the box, and it will be kicked away by Westlake, and Dunning will take the throw in now with 8 minutes and 50 seconds gone by in this scoreless first half between the Wildcats and Panthers in this Section 1 Class B first round boys soccer game in a floating Shot by Fukuwara. Fukuwara is high. Fujiwara is high and over the bar. Over the goal. Couple high shots for Reinach, which don't count as shots. They're not on frame. I suppose if you want to get technical, you can say shots off target, but shots count as that are on goal, as that one will be cleared forward by the Wildcats. And nice cross by Spencer Goldberg, looking for Sheldon, and Sheldon gets taken down and no call. It looked like a foul. The other ref was right there, but keeping the whistles in the pocket for the first 9 minutes. Only called 2 fouls so far, both against Reinach. And that one will look to be out of bounds. The officials. It's tough because the officials are 30 yards behind the play. That ball looked like it was definitely out of bounds, as LMC Varsity sports producer Rob Moretti agrees with me. But they didn't call it out. It looked like it was, and it would be a shame if they score on it because it should have been a throw-in for Reinach. Instead, it was Westlake, and they nearly did, as it was headed right near Birmingham, but then headed out, and then the shot taken by the defender Chappins is saved by the Panthers. So off that, even if that was scored, it would have been because of that throw-in that looked like it should have been Reinach. So hopefully the officials will be closer to the play in the upcoming parts of this game. There's been a couple of calls they've had to make, and they were 50. One was 50 yards behind the ball, the other was 30 yards. Struggling to get to it again is the official, but it'll be a throw in the right call for Westlake here.
Come on, Zach.
With 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes gone by, 11 minutes and 10 seconds past, 28:50 remaining, 2 40-minute halves. And if we're still tied, it'll be 2 overtime. Headed near the goal, and it goes over, though, as Birmingham leaped for it, but it went over his reach anyway. And Declan Hegarty, couldn't put it in. Birmingham gets a new ball. It'll be taken, the goal kick, by Crook, a junior, and intercepted by Westlake. They go towards the box, and Crook kicks it forward and clears it for Reinach, and it'll be brought up now by the junior Spencer Goldberg, who plays it to the senior Donovan Dunning, who's been on the team since freshman year. Looking for Fujiwara. Sheldon gets it to Fujiwara, who has it here. He's looking for a man, plays it to Sheldon, and Sheldon's shot is a soft but wobbly one that's played on the ground and saved by Brian Kelly for his second save. Him and Birmingham both have 2 saves. As Westlake has it here, with 13 minutes gone by in this first half, no score. Only a couple shots for each team. 2 actually for each. Will be played by Delmiro Del Silva, a junior. And then we have a foul against Reinach, as tangling with it was that Westlake retreated like it was against them, and surprising call as Anthony Scaglione, who will take the kick, thought he committed the foul as he tangled with Masio Pinto, but they called it against Masio Pinto. It goes towards the goal, headed away by Crook. Dunning flips it over his head, and in the box it goes, and intercepted now by Masio Pinto. Dunning has it. kicked out for Rhinebeck throw-in with 25:50 remaining in this first half, here on LMC Varsity Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, alongside Sean Kelly, Xavier Campo, our cameraman, and our cameraman next to me, and our LMC Varsity community sports producer, and the director and our tweeter, Rob Moretti. I'm Troy McGraw. Definitely add tweeter, LMC Sports tweeter. Follow him. If you can't make it to a game and want to know the results while it is happening, as you're watching this game a week later, you could have been following him at LMC TV Sports, at LMC TV Sports on Twitter for goal-by-goal updates and halftime update. The ref kind of saved it. It would have went past him and went right to the defender. Instead, it hit the ref's heel. Good to see him keeping up with the play now. As it'll be played into Cassis, back to, actually, I think that's Thomas Hendricks, not Massia Pinto.
13 Hendricks.
It is, yeah.
Sorry, I got that wrong, yeah.
Yep, Thomas Hendricks. Sorry, I was calling him Luke Massia Pinto. We switched it on the roster. And so, yeah, Thomas Hendricks is number 13 for Rhinebeck, not Luke Massia Pinto. He's 20. So Hendricks 13, Massia Pinto hasn't entered 20, as Brian Icavelli in his first season as not co-head coach, as sole head coach, with assistant coach Ivan Martinez, former Rhinebeck standout, one of the best players in school history. Played at Rob's alma mater, Rob Moretti, our community sports producers, college, albeit 5 years later, 4 or 5. University of Albany, the Great Danes. And he had a good career there at Albany, yeah. He was a forward, was Martinez. He's still a smaller guy, about 5'5", but always a good player. Score, and a pass, and it's in front, but they can't put it on frame as it went off the foot of Sheldon, and the Donovan Dunning rip shot was blocked by his own teammate, and Sheldon can't believe he couldn't score that one as it was right at his feet, but he lost it, and it'll be a throw-in for Goldberg with 22:50 remaining in the first half as we're nearing the midway point. And this one played, deflected, as ball's not bouncing Rhinebeck's way. A couple times they hit shots and it hit their own men and went the other way. And that cross there hit a guy and went out, cleared it for Westlake. But, something's got to give here. They're the favorite, as they are the 4 seed, and they won earlier in the year, and they are at home. It's a good home crowd, as school just got out earlier, playing at 3 in case there's overtime and penalty kicks, so we could get it in because of daylight. Even though it feels like summer, it is October 20th. It's nice 70 degrees. Fujiwara, far side of the field, brings it in the box, crosses it, and cleared out by the Wildcats. They've been doing a good job to clear the balls to the ball when it has gotten in their own box, as they've able to keep Rhinebeck off the scoreboard so far, as we have 21:45 to go in this first half and no score. And they haven't even allowed a ton of shots, as it's been just 2 shots for each squad. Although they've gotten a couple bounces their way, that's helped them out. And that one thrown in by the Wildcats, and that was a bouncing ball that they played back, and dangerous play because Birmingham didn't want it to become a penalty if he played it with his hands. Though I don't know if the officials would have noticed, but they did. It would be a handball and a penalty kick. because it was played back from his own teammate bouncing, but a smart play by Thomas Birmingham to head it as they save a goal, and they were lucky that there was no one from Westlake near him. They could have intercepted or played his head ball. Turning into a field player was Birmingham, but it also gets the ball back here, and he makes a beautiful punt forward, and it'll be as Reinach clears it again as Westlake is pressuring the Panthers. Goes off of Reinach, and it'll be Westlake ball. It'll be a throw in Westlake as we just reached the midway point of this first half. 19:50 remaining and no score. Westlake's made 1 or 2 subs, but Reinach has stuck with their 10 plus the keeper. They haven't made any subs. As 10 on 10 with the keeper makes it 11 on 11. Saved by Westlake. Nope, out of bounds. Goal kick for the Panthers.
My son got picked him up right after.
And it'll be played forward after the goal kick. And headed forward by Sheldon, cleared up by Westlake's Michael Farina. Dunning has it now, plays it forward, and Kelly will run to it and make the save before it goes out of bounds. With 18:20 remaining in this first half, no score. Number 13 is Westlake playing Reinach Harding. Close as Fujiwara has it. Plays it back, played forward by Kelly. And play by Gerardo Chichillo. Plays it forward, but it'll find Birmingham's leg first and then picks it up.
But he gets like no. That's a comparison. That's every Sunday. Boss is like
Free kick coming for Thomas Crook. Just past midfield, one of the first free kicks for the Panthers. Towards the goal and punched away by Brian Kelly as Westlake thought it was a handball, and the shot is saved by Brian Kelly on John Castus's play that I think was more of a cross, but nonetheless saved by Kelly. Save number 3. Castus plays it with his shoulder nicely. Shoots from far distance over the goal. And it'll be a goal kick for the for the Wildcats. We'll see if Reinach can get maybe a high lofting shot on Kelly's frame. The sun might be a factor because the way it is a little bit, because it's big and bright today, but the way it's going, I mean, if possibly. Shouldn't be in Birmingham's eyes, but a little. Actually, it might be in Birmingham eyes more. When they switch in the second half, it might be in Kelly's eyes more. But also, well, it won't be settling just. Usually sells 536 now. Kicked forward by Westlake. Dunning tries to intercept, but Westlake plays it forward with 15 minutes, 25 seconds, and we still have a 0-0 game in this Class B first round game, our first playoff game here on LMC Varsity Sports of this 2000 season. It seems like every year playoffs are played earlier and earlier, as this one is played forward and stopped by one of the last defenders by Westlake and kicked away as trying to get through was Delmiro da Silva, and it'll go out for a Rhineck throw-in, and Connor Flood, the senior defender, throws it forward, headed forward by Goldberg. Cassis is held, no call, played to Cassis from Hendricks, and Cassis plays it off of Westlake for the Rhineck throw-in. And again, it'll be a Rhineck throw-in. And it'll be played towards the goal, cleared though by Westlake. Back to Dunning, and playing it to Colin Kelly, who plays it to Sheldon, who chested back to Dunning. Dunning thought about a real long shot, but instead he played it forward and was stopped and cleared by the Wildcats with 13:50 remaining in this first half, and a foul against Westlake's Liam Gibbons, co-captain, along with the goalie Brian Kelly, the two co-captains for Westlake, as the tri-captains are seniors Donovan Dunning, Jack Sheldon, and Tom Birmingham. So both goalies are co-captains for their teams, as it'll be a free kick for Thomas Crook. Played by John Cassis, and a long-range shot by Cassis is saved by Kelly, who jumps on it to make sure he holds it, and it'll be a punt coming for Brian Kelly. Played forward by Crook with 12:50 remaining here in the first half, still 0-0. So these two, Rhineck playing a lot closer than they did the first time, as Rhineck had a 3-0 win on the first game of the season. But since then, played 15 more games, as Westlake went 7-9. Rhineck has played 15 more games as well, as they went 9-4-3. Out of bounds off Westlake. It'll be a Rhineck throw-in. The Rhineck throw-in. He'll throw it to Amiro da Silva with those flashy cleats. Da Silva has headed forward to Cassis. He chips it. Had a wide open shot, but it's saved by Brian Kelly as he put it right at him. A great pass from Goldberg to Cassis, who had the wide open shot, but he couldn't put it by the senior captain goalie from Westlake, Kelly, as he kicked it right at him, and Kelly makes the easy save, and it's 5 saves for him, 2 saves for Birmingham. And another sub for Westlake. As Jack Sheldon comes out for a minute for Rhineck, first sub of the game, he'll be replaced by Chris Ortiz, And Ortiz gets it here, senior, as he replaces the co-captain Sheldon with 10:50 remaining. So he immediately touches the ball after coming in off the bench. Playing it long for Westlake, who hasn't had a shot in about 15 minutes. As Rhinex, I'd say dominating, but had the majority of the possession in this first half, maybe about 65-35, 60-40. Definitely 60-40, closer to 65-35 possession. That's a big stat in professional soccer. Not kept in high school soccer, but only the basic stats kept in high school soccer, the goals, assists, and saves. Don't really keep even the shots anymore. No. Free kick coming for Rhinex Thomas Crook with 9:45 remaining. Headed forward by the Wildcats, intercepted by and cleared out by Colin Kelly, and it'll be a throw-in as Westlake will make another sub. Coming out will be Miguel Catarino, and coming in will be Frank Skrelly. Throw in for Westlake, far side of the field.
No, my mom and my dad.
And that one will be played towards the goal, and the shot will be well wide. And watch out, field hockey team. It's taken wide by, because the field hockey team's practicing over there, by Steven Donato. And it'll be a goal kick for Crook. As Fujiwara comes out of the game, he'll be replaced by Jack Sheldon. Sheldon was only out maybe 3-4 minutes. Replaces Fujiwara. Fujiwara on the field. Fujiwara came out, and Sheldon came back in the game in a Welsh wide shot taken by Gerardo Chillo, trying to get a corner kick, but cannot get one, and it'll be a goal kick for Rhineck. And it'll be kicked up by Rhineck, and they'll play it forward.
Look up. There you go. Beautiful.
It'll be played by Westlake, and Birmingham will make the diving save.
There's the pressure, guys. Westlake, you got it.
It'll be as Liam Gibbons went towards the goal, but Birmingham gets his third save. 3 saves for him, 5 for Kelly. As it'll be midfield, another good punt for Birmingham. He's only made a couple saves, so only a couple punts, but they've all been good ones. Kicked out by Michael Farina. It'll be a throw-in for Rhineck in Westlake territory. Dunning tries to cross it, blocked away. And the shot off of the goalie, and Westlake gets lucky as it was a long-range shot taken by Chris Ortiz, saved but stopped in front of him by Brian Kelly, and then there's a Rhineck player somewhat close to him as he makes another save on a cross, number 7. But they weren't able to do it, get the ball as it was blocked, and that one is wide and it goes under Kelly for a goal kick. Actually, they call it a corner. They said Kelly touched it. So it'll be a corner for Rhinebeck. As the official said it went off at Kelly. It was tough to see, but may have, but yeah, he didn't think so. A couple of times Westlake hasn't agreed with the official. And that one towards the box and kicked out, kept in by De Silva, and then cleared by Westlake. And kicked out, looking across it was Westlake, but it goes out for a goal kick for Birmingham. Crook went for the slide tackle, but they got around it. Could have been a yellow card if he had landed the slide tackle. It wasn't a breakaway, but it was a 2-on-2 basically. If he had landed the slide tackle, probably would have been a yellow. But nonetheless, he wasn't able to, so 4:40 to go, and Crook will take the goal kick, and along with his man bun. Interesting hairstyle for a high school junior. The blonde man bun, as they'll play it forward. It looked like a handball, and the official will call it late. Good call from the official. And the shot is well high for that, as coming into the game for the first time will be Hideo Hishiara, the sophomore. Much to the delight of the student body. He'll replace Thomas Hendricks, with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this first half. Headed forward by Delmiro De Silva. Headed out by Connor Flood. Thrown in, a legal throw in, and it'll go to Rhinebeck by Zachary Cardian as he was over the line and threw it on the side, but definitely above the line, out the out of bounds line. You can't throw it in that way. Making sure he got it in properly was Connor Flood to Dunning. Dunning clears it forward and lands in the bleachers next to ours. They have a full set of all the 4 sets of bleachers. They usually only just have the 2 for this playoff game. As a throw in from Westlake is headed away by Connor Flood. Sheldon plays it forward, but it is headed. And Sheldon has it. Sheldon on the trip. Free kick. It's two guys fall was Frank Skrelly and Cole Sorby. 2-minute mark as the clock stops. The final 2 minutes kept by the official on the field. All the time is kept, but they sometimes with injury time and whatnot, they don't. The official clock kept by the Rhinebeck worker is stopped at 2 minutes, as it is in. I think soccer is the only sport where they do it, boys and girls soccer. They run it down everywhere else. Field hockey, though, they blow the air horn to signify the end of the period. No, end of the half. Probably about 1 minute to go, and it'll be a key throw-in on the far side of the field for the Wildcats.
Come on, guys, you've got the best.
And it goes towards the goal. Kicked out by Hideo Ishiara, and possible handball but not called by Connor Flood, and they'll go out for Westlake goal throw-in, excuse me.
Go Westlake!
Do it again, Zach.
And it'll be thrown in by Zachary Cardian. And Cardian's throw short of Birmingham, headed away by Flood again. Cassis looked like he got tripped right in front of the official, no call. Flood plays it forward, Dunning has it. And Dunning looked to just play it forward back to Demiro da Silva. Should be in the final 30 seconds of this first half. It's 0-0. They play it forward. And it'll be a goal kick. This has to be inside about 20 seconds. Official checks his watch, and it will be the end of the first half, as it is 0-0 between Westlake and Rhinebeck. The 13-seeded Wildcats are hanging with the 4th-seeded Panthers after they lost to them earlier this year, 3-0. So 0-0. We'll be right back with the second half here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside cameraman Sean Kelly and the X-Man Xavier Campo, and Varsity Sports community producer Rob Moretti and cameraman Rob Moretti. I'm Troy McGraw. He gets two credits. He's that good. As it's 0-0, a surprising first half. Rhinebeck beat Westlake, albeit it was a month and a half ago, 3-0. In their first game of the season for both teams. Rhinebeck went on to have a good record after that, as they finished 9-4-3. And they're the 4 seed. Westlake is 7-9-13. I think Westlake has a turf field like most of the boys soccer teams, and Rhinebeck has their grass field, which they're playing on and play so well on, because not many teams still play on a grass field. It's different with bounces and such. As the two switch sides, off sides though on Cassis. Two teams switch sides, and Rhinebeck now attacking left to right on your TV, and Westlake going right to left as they switch sides after the first half. As Rob gives my direction a nod of approval. 7 saves in the first half for Westlake goalie Brian Kelly, and Tom Birmingham made 3 for Rhinebeck. Beautiful day, 70 degrees on October the 20th. Played by Hideo Ishiara, who came in with 3:30, and he plays it forward and onside to Cassis, as it'll be a goal kick, shielded by Westlake. Coach Ike Avelli shouts out encouragement to his team and instructions. As 2 minutes and 15 seconds gone by in this second half, 0-0 is still the score. 42-25 gone by in the game. 2 40-minute halves. We're still tied at 0. It'll be 2 15-minute sudden death overtime. And then if it's still tied, followed by PKs. First 5, and then is it another? And then sudden death after that. Which actually a couple years ago, I think we were confused what the rule was with that. Yeah, we thought it was 2 5s, as we had an epic game, Rhinebeck. Although, and then last year we knew when we did Mamaroneck and New Row, Sheldon tripped and a late call. Westlake does not agree with that call. Coach Dan Smith, his assistant Joseph Callaghy, as Ivan Martinez. I think last half I called him Ivan. It's Ivan Martinez, former Rhinebeck great, who's the assistant coach to Coach Brian Iacobelli in his first year as solo head coach. No longer a co-coach with Frank Gizzo. Towards the goal and over the goal, free kick by Colin Kelly. So the ball is given back to Rhinebeck, and they intercepted the goal kick. Play back to Dunning. Cassis has it, and the smaller players on both teams, but he wins a free kick, gives the ref a thumbs up. As it'll be a free kick for Rhinebeck outside the 18 box, taken by Spencer Goldberg. Waiting for the ref, tells him go ahead towards the goal, headed away. Shot taken by Ortiz is cleared by Westlake at the top of the 18 box and cleared again. And a elbow against Rhinebeck, and it'll be a free kick. Westlake with 34 minutes and 40 seconds to go in regulation. And it's 0-0. Surprising as that still it was a 3-0 win for Rhinebeck, but that was a month and a half ago when they played, so first game of the year. Two different teams, although Rhinebeck heavily favored as a 4 seed against 13-seeded Westlake here. 7-9 was Westlake. Rhinebeck was 9, 4, and 3. With those 3 losses all coming in overtime to Bronxville, Blindbrook, and KO. KO is an A school. Bronxville's the 6th seed, and Blindbrook is the 1 seed. They actually beat Blindbrook too in their other game. So they're the 1 seed in B. If Rhinebeck can make it to the finals, that's where they would play Blindbrook if Blindbrook makes it. He's the winner of this. Yeah, it usually always is. It's always a neutral site, Mr. Moretti. But the winner of this game will play at the higher seed. If Rhinebeck can prevail, it'll be here, or if Pleasantville wins, it'll be at Pleasantville. Or if Putnam Valley wins, it'll be at Putnam Valley. If it's Putnam Valley versus Westlake, if Westlake can pull off the upset. If Westlake pulls off the upset, it would be at Putnam Valley. If Putnam Valley can pull off the upset against Pleasantville, which is, you never know. But if the seeds work out the way they're supposed to, it'll be at here, Pleasantville, Rhinebeck, in 3 days. Looked like a handball. Dunning was asking for it, but it was not called against Frank Skrelly. And now a push on Skrelly is called as 32-30 remain in this second half and regulation. This one kicked forward. Kicked off of Sheldon, and it'll be a goal kick. Nice play by Westlake. Actually, no, it looked like it was, but it'll be a throw-in on the far side of the field. And this one played by Dunning to Hidero Hideo Ishihara, but it's well high and wide. A lot of high shots over the goal by both teams we've seen so far.
What? Oh, yes.
A goal kick that reached midfield. The two officials also switched sides. Did you notice that, Rob? No? And that one played forward by Westlake. Chased after it is Colin Kelly, and he'll fire it back up. Played in.
Yes, Luke. I know number 20.
Played up by Luke Mascio Pinto. Came in to start the second half off the bench. That is definitely Mascio Pinto, as we had him confused with Thomas Hendricks before, but he's number 20, Mascio Pinto, and Hendricks is 13. As almost 10 minutes gone by in the second half. Still no score. Three saves for Tom Birmingham, 7 saves for Brian Kelly. Playing it to Ortiz, who will just save it. And towards the goal, Sheldon heads it. And Dan Fujiwara can't keep it in, and it'll go out for a Westlake goal kick. So it'll be a goal kick for Kelly. Of course, Brian Kelly, also the name of the great Notre Dame football coach. Go Irish. As Reinach brings it forward, following the goal kick by Kelly as it was intercepted by Cassis. He dribbles it forward. Nice pass to Dunning. Dunning shoots, and not a goal, as it will be wide of the goal. It hits the back netting. One of the better chances for Reinach on the nice pass from Cassis to Dunning, but Dunning put it well wide. And a couple Reinach fans were confused because it hit the back netting, as that's a better goal kick from Kelly. Not all teams have their goalies take the goal kicks. Reinach, although Westlake has, Reinach has their defenders usually take it. Yeah, the defenders, different defenders, but most of the time it's Thomas Crook. Colin Kelly took one or two.
What about Noah?
Instead of Birmingham taking it, which they, in the past they usually do. Although when Coach Spadafino's son, Angelo, was the goalie, he had a very good kick, so he would take it. As it's played to Cassis. Cassis' shot is saved by Kelly, number 8. Yeah, Angelo Spadafino, he would take the goal kick. So that was about 4 or 5 years ago. So he had a good leg, and it all depends on your goalie's leg and stuff. When I was playing as a goalie, I usually didn't take them. It's not to say I didn't have the best kick, but my defenders had pretty good kicks on the goal kick. So, as that's a foul against Westlake, a handball, yeah. Skrelly played it up and touched it. That's what it looked like. Well, he knows what he did. He knows what he did. So 27:40 remaining. And speaking of Crook, he'll take the free kick on midfield. Thomas Crook. Fujiwara has it, but he kicks it out for a goal kick. Coach Icavelli can't believe it. So it'll be a goal kick for Kelly. He has 8 saves. Birmingham still has 3. 1 save in this half for Kelly, 0 for Birmingham in this half. And it's 0-0 with 10 minutes. And should make it 13 minutes and 10 seconds gone by in this half. Still 0-0, as it's 26:45 left in the game, regulation. Still tied at 0. We will have sudden death, overtime. 2 15 minutes. Cleared and they're still tied after that, we will have penalty kicks. 5. Best of 5, and then sudden death after the 5 by new players. Can't take it unless you reach. So say somehow you get past 11 and stuff, guys who maybe weren't even playing, you have to take them. And goalies can take penalty kicks if you want to. Usually they set up at the 1 goal and they rotate. Last year, or what was it, 2 or 3 years ago when you were here? 3 years ago, semifinals against Valhalla, where they won in penalty kicks, I think 7 rounds. At least 7, yeah, 7 rounds. One of the, was it Noah Klur, I think? Yeah, one of the Klur brothers who graduated last year. Rhinebeck lost a lot of seniors. Lost about 7 or 8. Cole Lewis. Yeah, of course, Luis Galliano. Yeah. Yeah, Peterson was very good. Birmingham was the goalie, though. Cross towards the goal! And Lopez can't redirect it. He redirects it wide, and Kelly picks it up with 25 minutes to go in regulation. There's Rhinebeck's another chance in the second half, but Westlake hasn't had any. Intercepted by Chris Ortiz, played up to Hideo Eshiara, back to Ortiz towards the goal, and Sheldon's there if Kelly can't handle it, but he makes his 9th save. Intercepted by Dunning, plays it to Chris Ortiz towards the goal, looking for Sheldon, and kicked out.
Oh my God. And then goes for the No, and he was doing his headband. He was in his headband. He started screaming. It was in the game where he scored like.
And Kelly with the save. Number 10, as he punches it out, Dunning gets it, thought about a long shot, instead looking for Sheldon, and boxing it and making the save is Kelly. Number 11 is about 3 saves in a minute for Kelly.
No, you're not going to eat it. You're going to give it to me. No, I bought it only for you.
23:40 left. No score. Rhinebeck has had their chances. The Kellys had to make 11 saves. Birmingham has only had to make 3. That one played from a distance. Bouncer. Could have gave Birmingham trouble, but he was able to stay with it and save the Liam Given shot. 4 saves now for Thomas Birmingham. This one cleared by Westlake. Played up, and it'll go out for Rhinebeck throwing. And it'll be thrown in by Colin Kelly to Ishihara. And Ishihara plays it towards the goal and cleared out by the Wildcats, who have had their backs against the wall as their goalies had to make 11 saves. But still 0-0. Big difference from the first game of the season when these two met here and Rhinebeck won easily 3-0. Rhinebeck finished the regular season 9-4-3, and they're the 4 seed. Westlake, number 13, at 7-9. Dunning plays it forward, looking for Sheldon, one of their top scorers, along with Cassis. I think Sheldon is their top scorer, then Cassis. Don't tell Mike Doherty that. Players to watch for the playoffs, he included Cassis. I don't think, though, as the reporter, I think it's first season doing boys soccer. And as Rob confirms, as Rob's a...
I consider he did a good job.
He did. No, I'm not saying that, but it's tough to like name players to watch when you don't see the team play at all. Right? I don't think he went to covered a Rhinebeck game all year. As that one's given away, but headed away by Crook. So it was nearly intercepted by Gibbons. Rhinebeck student section getting a little antsy as 0-0, but I don't know. One of their friends just came and they gave him a big hand. I'd like to see a Rhinebeck goal. So I know Rob would too. So that one played forward. Don't worry, Rob, it won't interfere with the Yankee game, but Castus brings it forward, trying to grant your wishes. Looking for Hideo, but it's too long as Hideo Ishiara can't get there. As Coach Brian Iacobelli sticking with his late subs as Hideo Ishiara and Ortiz have played this whole half. Headed to Birmingham, and he makes it just before it goes out, which would have been a Westlake corner. I think they've only had, what do they have? One corner kick, and Rhinebeck's had about 3 or 4. Last year they were lethal on the corner kick, I think. Did 2 games and they scored 2 goals off of corner kicks from Reed Peterson to Luis Galliano, who both graduated, but not as successful this year off the corner. But foul against Rhinebeck all the way back here. So it'll be a Westlake free kick. This one played towards the goal, though, by Westlake, and cleared. And a foul on Dunning, as Dunning fell, but committed the foul against Westlake. With 18:35 to go in the first, in regulation. Coach Iacobelli shouting out commands. Played in. Redirected by Westlake. Birmingham's catches the knuckler and makes the save and throws it forward. It's number 5. Honest call by Ivan Martinez. He raised his hand that his guy went out. Coach Iacobelli was like, interesting call. Honesty. But it doesn't matter, as after that happened, Rhinebeck got the ball right back, and now they have a free kick where it'll be taken by Thomas Crook. And Crook will play it forward towards the goal, headed by Sheldon, and another save, number 12 for the goalie, Kelly.
Justin got number 7 on, he got 2 others wrong. That's a 91. And he got number 7 on right. And then he got 97 because Mr. Hopper.
As coming back into the game. As it'll be rethrown by Colin Kelly. As following the sub as Ortiz comes out for Spencer Goldberg. And he brings it, throws it in to Sheldon. Dunning has it and plays it in. And the shot is punched around by Kelly, but he saves it. The bar shot by Masio Pinto. As he crossed it in, Kelly kind of knocked it up in the air like he did before, but this time he knocked it right to himself and he makes save number 13 unofficially. As he was able to make that play before he made a play where he stopped it and no one was in position right in front of him to put it in. So it went right to Westlake as they make another sub with 15:20 to go in the regulation. As coming in is Lucas Castellanos. Goes off of Westlake, it'll be Rhineack throwing. Far side. Thrown into Dunning. Plays it back to Masio Pinto. Sheldon heads it forward despite the foot of Westlake coming towards him. The high leg, and it'll go out. It'll be a throw-in for Dunning all the way near the now closed, or not open today, but actually right in front of the start, actually the end of the football bleachers. Is this one played forward? As right in front of the goal, and a save by Kelly as Sheldon couldn't put it forward and passed Brian Kelly, excuse me. Colin Kelly's on Rhineack as it was assisted by Fujiwara and towards the goal and stopped, and it's a goal kick as Liam Gibbons couldn't score. 13:30, so in the span of 30 seconds, Rhineack nearly scores, but it's a nice save by Kelly on the Sheldon shot off of the pass from Fujiwara, and then Liam Gibbons had a breakaway, but was defended by Colin Kelly, and that one went out for a goal kick. Castus onside, he has a breakaway, and waited too long, and the defender came back and he shot it well wide. He's got to shoot that earlier, does John Cassis. Not to sound like Tony Romo giving instructions. Boy, is he a bad analyst. You got to agree with that, Rob, right? He's terrible. They think, and he thinks he's coaching, and he never thinks he's back on the field. But I was actually hoping he got signed out of the booth. And what would they do then? Put Phil Simms back in? And was arguing on the play. He takes a quick corner, does Cassis. You rarely see that, and he wins another one. So they throw it. Westlake was upset, and they threw it. Right, because he thought, what, he was going after the ball? Was Kelly? Yeah. Trying to argue, and it hits the outside of the post. Looked like it almost went in directly from the corner kick, and it hit basically the outside of the post. If there was instant review, that almost went in on the corner kick on the tough angle, and Westlake will counter. This has happened twice in a row, and it'll be a corner kick as Donovan Dunning made a nice play as breakaway for Gerardo Cicillo. That happened in the last 2 minutes twice. Two counter near goals. Closest chance was He almost scored off a direct corner kick. I don't think I've ever seen that in all soccer games I've played in and announced, watched. And that one towards the goal, near goal off of Dunning's head, and it'll be another corner kick. The ref is not in position there. I mean, that was the right call, but gotta be closer. Seen that a couple times. 11 minutes to go, another corner. Westlake only had one before this, and now they have two in a row. Towards the goal, headed out by Dunning. And Dan Fujiwara has it. Team looking to counter just like Westlake did. Off the near goal, plays it to Sheldon. Sheldon plays it forward, but is kicked out almost unintentionally by Richard Petrello. Played forward by Reinach and goes out. Thrown in by Reinach. So that was a crazy sequence before as that goes out for a corner kick. So it looked like the goalie came out, but the official let them take the corner kick, and then it went out again. Luckily for Westlake, they didn't score, and then they nearly scored on the next corner kick right after that. So Cassis takes another towards the goal, a little low. So it'll be played forward now by Colin Kelly. And that's a trip, I think just out. That was very close. I don't know how the official can see it from 50 yards away. That was either a penalty kick.
The question is, where does it happen?
That was a trip.
Set up for free kicks.
Yeah, he's not going to call a penalty kick. If he did, delay.
Unless he's sure.
You're right. He's not, especially from that far away. That was a trip. Spencer Goldberg went down just outside the box. It'll be a free kick for Cassis. The official moves it back. Professional soccer, telling the wall, telling them to move back. If they don't move back, he should issue a yellow card. They finally do. It gives them a warning. They don't have the spray paint like they do in the professional soccer. Cassis free kick just outside the 18 towards the goal, and a save by the goalie, Kelly. Save number 15 for Brian Kelly. And he had, if you include the one that hit the literally, actually it was the inside. It wasn't in the goal, but it was like the inner part of the post to that corner by Cassis. Nearly made it 1-0. Dunning, which is legal if you score right off it, trying to counter again, played forward, and then intercepted by Westlake. Birmingham says he's got it, and he does. With 8 minutes and 25 seconds into this game where we've seen a couple of chances. Birmingham has 5 saves. That doesn't really count as a save. Just there, 15 there. A good punt by Birmingham. Headed forward by Sheldon and picked up by Brian Kelly. With 8 minutes to go in regulation. And both teams looking for late goals. That one goes out, and it'll be actually a foul, Reinach. Westlake will have it with 7:50 remaining, and it'll be taken right in front of their bench by Zachary Cardian, a senior. Birmingham has 5 saves, 15 for Brian Kelly, 2 senior captain goalies. And that play ball towards the box, headed just wide. Corner kick. It'll be a goal kick, excuse me. It's headed out. And the free kick, the goal kick once again will be taken by Thomas Crook. I think it was headed out by, Kelly, Liam Gibbons. So he's had the most scoring chances for Westlake. Forward senior captain. So he had a near breakaway as Cassis gets it. In this game, a lot of chances have come from the back after offensive chances from the other team as the defense played it forward, just like this one. Sheldon gets it back from Fujiwara and played towards the center of the box and trapped by
That is a push.
off of Westlake
That was a push.
and Goldberg.
No, I messed it up.
This will be a corner kick far side of the field from John Cassis with 6:15 to go. And shot. A nice save by Brian Kelly. It was either De Silva or Colin Kelly who had a point blank shot. Might have went wide, but Kelly wasn't risking it, and he has a beautiful punt. As after the bounce, it went about 75 yards. And it goes out for a goal kick. Birmingham, no hurry here. As that was save number 16. Westlake has gotten most of their chances off of the nice punts from Brian Kelly. From playing forward off of the goal kick. Dunning has it. Plays it to as we're at the 5-minute mark of regulation. Handball against Westlake. Another free kick opportunity. About 7 yards in front of the 18 box. Cassis will take it. Right in the middle of the field. Thank you, Rob. With 4 minutes and 35 seconds, this could be the best opportunity Rhinebeck might have in the final 5 here in regulation. It's not the Foxwoods final 5 like it is for the Rangers. This final 5 is Sheldon will be with Cassis this time. On the last free kick, nobody was there. Dunning even gets together. Maybe Rhinebeck has a little play here. They have a wide open guy if they could find him, Kelly. Don't know if he'll have the angle, and now Westlake marks him as the wall pointed him out. Cassis, Sheldon goes in, Cassis there. The shot is scored! John Cassis on the free kick, and it is 1-0. Rhinebeck, what a goal! Bending it around the wall, and Rhinebeck takes a 1-0 lead with 4 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Unassisted goal on the free kick by John Cassis after the trip on Westlake, and there's 4 minutes and 2 seconds left as the junior forward scores the goal from 25 yards out on the free kick, and Rhinebeck leads 1-0. There's about 16 saves before that made by Brian Kelly, and easily beating him with the perfect shot off the wall on the direct free kick. And it'll be a free kick for Westlake, almost in the same exact spot that Rhinebeck just took that free kick. So we'll see what Westlake can do, as this could be their chance. So we said that was maybe Rhinebeck's best chance to score in the final 5 minutes, and they were able to capitalize. They weren't able to on the first 16 shots. But he was able to sneak it around the wall, and Kelly, and Cassis had it. As there's 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Birmingham setting up his wall. We'll see if Gerardo Cicillo, the junior, the sophomore, can answer junior John Cassis' shot. Is a little further back than the Cassis shot towards the goal, and what a save by Birmingham! As that was a near goal to tie it at 1 on the free kick, but save number 6 by Tom Birmingham. It'll be a corner kick for Westlake with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. That was maybe about 27, about 2 or 3 yards behind the Cassis free kick, but it was very close. Towards the goal! Shot! What a save again by Birmingham with his right leg, as Westlake had the perfect opportunity to score. As they nearly scored that, did on the shot by Cole Sorby, and then another player almost redirected it home. But Birmingham had a kick save and a beauty by his second kick, and the ref will restart the corner, it looks like. Warning the player. As we are at the 2-minute mark, not including extra time, as there might be a minute or two. Westlake will take it here and towards the goal, a little too far though on the corner kick. And they try and play it in, and it's cleared by Jack Sheldon, who then runs through the Westlake player. Coming out to play it is the goalie, Kelly. He just keeps it in bound, played forward and out of bounds off the head of Liam Gibbons. So this has been a great game with Rhinebeck scoring with 4:05 remaining and a foul against Westlake. Free kick for Rhinebeck, and the coach can't believe it. He's yelling at the near ref even though the far ref called it. It's the last game. He doesn't care if he gets a red card. And it'll be taken by Crook here, looking for the man, and Crook wisely taking his time. And Crook towards the goal in front of Kelly, but offsides against Rhinebeck. And Kelly and Westlake will play it forward with about 20 seconds, about a minute maybe left. But I mean, Rhinebeck, they had to make he had to make 2 really good saves at Tom Birmingham, but Rhinebeck outshot them by about 10 shots. 17 shots, actually 18 if you include the goal, to about 11 shots. And Fujiwara hits the deck, and it'll be a foul against Westlake's Miguel Catarino, and they can't believe it. Westlake has really not treated the refs well. They yell and scream. The refs have been okay. They haven't been the best, but they've been decent. We've seen a lot worse. Remember the Nourishell's Mamaroneck last year? They were bad. When you have 3 refs, though, that really puts the pressure on the main ref, because the assistant refs really, unless it's right in front of them, they're not supposed to come from the official. And as the official looked at his watch towards the goal, headed home and scored! Jack Sheldon assisted on the free kick by Thomas Crook, and Rhinebeck leads 2-0 with 30 seconds remaining, and that should just about do it. The header goal by Jack Sheldon, assisted on the free kick 45 yards out by Thomas Crook with about 30 seconds remaining. So it was a good effort by Westlake, but it looks like they will come up just short, as the 2 late goals by Rhinebeck, as they'll play it back here, will Westlake, and Jack Sheldon on the beautiful pass assisted by Crook. 2 Rhinebeck players look like they got the header, but it was definitely Sheldon who headed it home. So that will be the final goal of the game, and Rhinebeck will win 2-0 as there's 4 minutes and 5 seconds left, but it was then a goal scored by John Cassis with 4:05 left, and then the goal was scored by Jack Sheldon with, it actually wound up being about 10 seconds left. As 10 seconds later, the final whistle sounded, and they won on the assist by Thomas Crook. So Rhinebeck wins 2-0. We'll have interviews, post-game analysis coming up next here on LMC Varsity Sports. What a first-round game here at Rhinebeck High School. Back here on the post-game show with John Cassis, and John, you had the winning goal. You guys had a goal after that with 10 seconds to go, but yours go-ahead goal on a free kick, and it looked like you were thinking of having either Donovan or Jack come in on you, but you guys usually take free kicks with just you standing there. What did you guys discuss before that free kick?
I mean, we were all deciding what we were going to do. I just felt like I could step up and take this one. I recently had good free kicks, so I thought I could put this one in.
And it wasn't even close. You easily scored it, and their goalie made a couple nice saves on you guys earlier. And what was it after you scored that goal? How good did you feel?
I mean, it was great. The goalkeeper played a great game. He had a couple good saves, and he was a secondary goalie. I mean, it felt good to put it in, especially in front of the home fans.
Yeah, he was also a defender. Now you will play the winner of Pleasantville, Putnam Valley, but the key thing is for the quarterfinals that it will be here on your grass field. And as I say a lot, one of the only few grass fields left in the section. It's got to be good to have that quarterfinal at home.
Yeah, we're used to it. I mean, we practice on this pitch, and we just play our game just play like it's our last every time.
And what will be the key to in your next game to try and score earlier? As you guys, there's only 4 minutes left when you scored. You gotta for your next game to score a little earlier.
Yeah, I mean, our first 10 minutes, let's go in hard. I mean, nothing we can do, just play our game.
Back here in the post-game show with Coach Brian Iacobelli. And Coach, this one was very closer than the score indicated, as your last goal was with 10 seconds to go. 2-0, John's goal in the final 4 minutes. Tell me what your thoughts about today's game.
Hats off to Westlake. They came in here 13 seed, and I told these guys that they were going to be hungry and ready to play, and don't take them lightly. We had beaten them 3-0 earlier in the season, and I told them we're a better team, but they're going to be a better team too. And they worked hard all game, and it kept it close. And Johnny converted that set piece with 4 minutes to go. That really finally gave us a little lift.
And the first time you played them was a month and a half ago, first game of the regular season, and that definitely showed as it was a lot closer this time, and they looked that they improved a lot.
Oh yeah, they worked harder. Their keeper, it was their backup keeper, and he did a phenomenal job of keeping them in the game. And we had plenty of opportunities. We were just a little timid in the first half, and finally, I think we played with a little more energy in the second half. And like I said, we just kept working hard, and fouls went our way, and we converted.
Even though they didn't have a ton of shots, Tom Birmingham made like 2 key saves in the final 10 minutes. One was like a kick save, and the other one on a nice punch over. Those were key for you.
Yeah, he keeps himself alert in the game. So kind of like an infielder. Might not see a ground ball all game, but then he pops one. He gets one in the last inning, and that's Tom. Like, he's ready for anything, anytime. He's there mentally. So when he needs to make a big save, he usually steps up for us.
And lastly, you'll be playing at home again, which is key. And either Putnam Valley or Pleasantville. I don't think you've played either.
No, we've not played either. No. I know Pleasantville's going to be very good as the 5 seed. And like I told these guys, it doesn't matter who you play in Class B this time of the year. It's going to be a battle.
Back here in the post-game show, final score 2-0. A great final 5 minutes for Rhinebeck as John Cassis on the free kick and then Jack Sheldon on the header. That was a great ball from 50 yards out, and Rhinebeck will win this one 2-0 after beating them 3-0 earlier in the year. But this one was much closer than the score indicates, as that final goal was scored with 10 seconds to go and the first goal was scored with 4 minutes to go. So it looked like this one was headed to overtime, but John Cassis' free kick from 25 yards out was the difference. And Rhinebeck's record now this season is, including this playoff win, is 10-4-3. And now Westlake finishes the year 7-10, and Rhinebeck will advance to play the winner of Putnam Valley and Pleasantville at home in 3 days. So a lot of people to thank for today's telecast, including the CEO, Eric Lewis. COO is Matt Sullivan. Community sports producer is Mr. Rob Moretti. For our camera crew, Xavier, the X-Man Campo, and Sean Kelly. And for Rob Moretti. Once again, final score, Rhinebeck winning our first playoff game of the year, 2-0 in boys soccer over Westlake. I'm Troy McGraw saying thanks so much for watching, and you have a great evening.